Hello everyone, I am the King of Candles and welcome back to the Minecraft Book Club, the series where I play Minecraft while talking about books, and today we're going to be talking about 1984 still, by George Orwell, specifically chapters 4 and 5 from part 2. Now as you can see, I'm making some cool stuff right now. If I can craft, hold on. And that's because we're going to be doing some important stuff today. I don't know if any of these items right here ring a bell for any of you, but we're going to hope we can get this on the first try. That's the goal, because I only have enough TNT to do this once. So if you haven't been able to tell already, today we are going to the roof of the Nether because I want to get some stuff and it's a lot easier to travel on the roof. So we gotta go up like 100 blocks because we're at the bottom of the Nether here. So I guess while I do this, I want to talk real briefly about the world. I have run into a bit of an issue. You might have noticed from a couple episodes ago, we traveled a bit, did some exploring, and that's because I only have 3 types of wood right now, and I'm missing, I think, like 4 or 5. So I was trying to find some, and I just cannot. And this is because I decided I wanted to play on large biomes, which I still stand by. I like larger biomes quite a bit. There's the roof. Okay, so this is block 126, so we don't want to go there. We want to find a block that is at 127, which I think is that. Yeah, 127, so let me write the coordinates of this spot down. Okay, so I want to place some ladders there, and I really don't want to lose all of my stuff if this doesn't work, so I'm going to make a barrel. Yeah, let me just double check I have all the materials. So I am pretty sure I have all the materials I need. I need to keep the diamond armor so I don't die, I'm pretty sure. If not, that's not the most expensive thing to replace at all. We just go up here and we right click the ender pearl. Beautiful. Okay. So now that we're here, this should be the same block. -2, 12, correct? Yeah. So we'll make a piston, then place obsidian. Then I think there's a block. TNT, TNT. Trapdoor, lever, and then I'll link this guy's video in the description, but he had a good tip for this, which was, where is it? Where's keybinds? Controls, there we go. Let's make place blocks be, where's place blocks? Use item / place block. Need to change this to a key that is unused. So H. So that means if we hold down H, it just places really fast. So that just, oh, I gotta hold H to eat. But essentially, oh, we get under this. Oh, I need to flick the lever. It's so weird using H. So we'll flick the lever, we'll go under here, and we're gonna just hold down H on this corner while this thing blows up. And hopefully, fingers crossed, right, so I don't have to pillar up and kill myself, hopefully this will break the bedrock under there. So I'm gonna rewatch this tutorial just one more time. Hopefully I don't get it wrong. Okay guys, this is the moment of truth. Let's just practice this. H. Move there. Hold down H. Okay. Okay, I think we got it. Oh, we can just stay down here. Ooh, I'm nervous. Beautiful. It is done. We have access. Excuse me? Oh, can I not place blocks directly on the bedrock? Whoa, it is thundering outside. Goodness. Yeah, so I can't place anything there. Hello? Oh, shoot. I was like, why can't I place anything? That's why. That makes more sense. Okay, perfect. So now we have our little hole into the roof of the Nether. So we are here in this beautiful abyss. So as I was saying earlier, right, I am playing on large biomes, which means it's nearly impossible for me to... Well, it's not impossible, it's just really annoying to go and get all the trees. And we're on episode 13 now, and I don't have the trees I want. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Chunkbase, which is a website that shows you, you know, your seed. So I found 3 different destinations we're going to go to today to get some items that we will need to make our lives a little bit easier. So now that the nether roof has been busted open and we've gone through it, I'm going to go and collect some obsidian so we have enough obsidian to make portals for everywhere we're planning on going today. So I will go ahead and collect that and we'll be right back. Alright, so I think that should be enough. I mined all the obsidian in a lava pool, so there's not really much more I can... Hold on, what in the world was that? We're going back through. I was being shot at. Get back. What's going on here? That was not cool. Now let's go through. And we're going to make our way to our first location, which, according to Chunkbase, should give me bamboo, jungle wood, and dark oak. So, quite the combo there. So, I'm going to just pillar up a bit so we can mark this like that. And this is basically at 0, 0, so I don't have to really remember it. But we are going to be making our way towards negative 921, 150. And we're just going to continue straight for 900 blocks. And this is in the Nether too. Imagine what this would have taken in the overworld. Quite a bit is the answer. So I know this isn't the most entertaining footage. Ooh, here we go. We can do third person or something, so it'll look cool. So I'm going to give a quick summary real quick of the last section, which was, of course, chapters 4 and 5 from part 2. We start off in Charrington's room, which is that junk seller, the antique guy, and it seems like Winston has decided to pay this guy for a room, and the guy is happy to do it. So he has this room and he shares it with Julia, which is his like girlfriend person. In this chapter, Julia, it's her first time here, and she brings some gifts. She brings real sugar, real bread, real jam, real milk, and real coffee. And then she tells Winston to turn around. This guy's thirsty, of course, so he's like, oh, she's gonna take her clothes off. Smut. I tell you, this book is smut. But then he turns around and she has makeup on, and he's like blown away. He's like, wow, you look so beautiful. I've never seen anyone with makeup. And then they make love and they talk a bit. And Julia actually knows the St. Clement's song that the antique shop guy had taught Winston. So Winston's like, oh, that's so cool. But she learned it from her grandpa before he got vaporized when she was 8. And then it's revealed that our boy Syme, who is the guy who works in the office to make Newspeak, he has been vaporized, so he no longer exists according to the government, which is unfortunate for him. I think we're getting close to our destination here. Oh, negative 921, we overshot it. That was really quick, actually. See, this is why the nether roof is the greatest thing in the world. Most of the reason for doing this is because I don't want the world to become like 40 gigabytes big. You know, that's cool and all, but I don't want that. Excuse me? Are we gonna load? Okay. Why are we in a freaking cave? Because we're in a river. I chose a river, apparently. I probably should have brought more torches if I'm gonna keep spawning in caves like this. Dang it. But here we are. I guess I'll need to pillar up here, just so we don't lose our location. Oh, I should have brought the bed, too. So let's do that. Oh, we got an achievement. 7 kilometers in the overworld. Yeah, so that's a lot. But we got bamboo over here. 3 stacks. Okay, that's not the worst. So yeah, our characters are right now preparing for a event because Hate Week is coming up. So they have to prepare a lot of government propaganda for this Hate Week thing because it's going to be the week where everyone hates the enemies of the state. So all around the area, they've been throwing up some new posters, they being the government. So there's a lot of posters of just a Mongolian-looking dude holding a machine gun. It's similar to the Big Brother poster. The end of the gun follows you wherever you go, and this is whipping the proles into a frenzy. You know, they're all upset and they're getting all patriotic and hyped up for Hate Week. Do I not have any saplings yet? Come on, guy. Give me some saplings. Oh, and as Hate Week is going on, or about to go on, there's a ton of rocket bombs going off in the area. So a lot of the civilians are getting bombed right now. And Julia thinks it's just the government doing it, which surprises Winston because he's like, why didn't I ever think of that? That would make sense. It probably is the government bombing their own citizens to instill fear. And then we close off the chapter with Winston kind of being worried because Julia doesn't seem to care about anything other than the things that affect her. So he was talking about how, like, government officials, there's some government officials that he could save, but then he didn't. And she's like, why do you care? He's like, oh, well, what do you mean? She's like, it doesn't affect you at all. Why do you care? He's like, oh, okay. Yeah, Julia is pretty self-centered from what I can tell. But yeah, that's a summary of the book so far. I think I just need some jungle saplings and we'll move on to our next location. Alright, I think 6 saplings should be enough. So, on to our next location. Guys, I am so sorry for that last segment. I don't know what happened to my OBS settings, but apparently I changed something and the bitrate just tanked, so it looked like I was actually filming on a microwave. But I think we should be good now. I'm just going to go back and check. So I should be able to run around here and it's not going to look like one solid color on the screen. I might have to, between this episode and next episode, mess around with the OBS settings. Maybe watch a tutorial on that as well. Just because there might be a way to make the quality even better on the videos, and I just don't know about it. So we'll have to test that out for sure. But yeah, I am so sorry for that last segment. I don't know how long it's been like that, but I edit the videos as we go, and that was not a great thing to see once I started editing. But we should be good now. Alright, so now we're just going to head over to negative 650, 950 to get our other blocks of wood, this time just some mangrove and acacia. So now I'm going to talk about the book for a bit. The chapter opens up with the proles singing these new songs that are coming out. And Winston tells us that these songs are produced by the government and they're honestly really bad songs. They're not very high quality. But when he hears the proles singing it with like passion and love, he's like, wow, that was actually a good song. I forgot my bed. We gotta head back. But yeah, I just thought that was a really cool part of the story. I don't know why I thought it was so cool, but just like taking the stale government lyrics and adding a lot of passion to it that the song otherwise wouldn't have. You know, it was very cool to see that Orwell was able to add such a weird element like that to the book into it. Because normally I don't feel like, wow, that was a cool scene from something completely mundane in a book, right? But Orwell just pulled it off here. So props to him. I figured this isn't the most exciting footage, so I'll just wait till we get there. And destination number 2. Let's see it. Trying to find a cave to spawn me in. Nope. Haha. Oh, right on the edge too. Perfect. So here's a mangrove swamp. And it's a large biome as well, which is cool. But when I was looking at it on the Chunkbase website, you know, the terrain actually looked really cool. And I was thinking that this might be a good spot for our mega base that we build eventually, once we're done with our town. Because this should be an island, and then this is like the center of the island right here. So I don't know how big of an island it is, but this savanna is completely surrounded by mangrove, which is cool to me. So let's just grab some acacia and some mangrove, propagules, and head on out of here. So the next thing I want to talk about is how all the real food that Julia brought was from the inner party. So the inner party is allowed all the nice, amazing foods, right? But everyone else, not allowed. But yeah, this is a thing that you see in a lot of dystopian novels and just real world dystopias like North Korea. Because if you're with the government, you're friends with the government, you're all cool with the government, you're going to get the best of the best in those scenarios, right? These trees are genuinely confusing me. I don't understand them at all. Like, I don't know how to cut these down. This is going to be really annoying to deforest once we get to that point in the series. Also thought it was an interesting scene in the book when Julia was like, when I'm in this room, the room that they are renting from the antique guy, she's like, when we're in this room, I'm going to be feminine because as a party member, I'm not allowed to be feminine. I have to wear the overalls, and it's very boyish. I don't really have much to say on that. I just thought it was an interesting scene, sort of like that first topic I talked about. But yeah, so we have all our stuff there, so we have one last location to go. Let's head towards 0, just because I need to drop off some stuff anyway. I sort of lied to you guys. I do need to drop off some stuff, but we're here back at 0 for another reason. And that's because we have something right near our base that I want to go check out. Right here is going to be something that we'll be messing with the next episode. Beautiful. Let's go through. So right here, which I think our base is like right over this hill. So pretty close to our base, but it would be a pain to transport the villagers over. There is a village right here, which is wonderful for us, because that means we have some villagers that we can bring over to our base, right? With the whole town layout video, I basically made a building for each villager type, and now we're here. Well, I could not have asked for a better thing. They're just all in this hole. Yeah, I think they're all just in that hole. I don't know how that happened, honestly. Well, we'll be collecting these guys next episode and bringing them over to our base so they don't die. And we can, use them a little bit. But yeah, those are all 3 portals that I wanted to check out. Although I'll need to make another portal right here just so we can put all the villagers in a boat and just drive them over. Anyway, that's all we have for exploring for the episode. I still have some things to talk about for the book though, so I figured we can just plant some of these trees, grow them, chop them down, just collect some wood so I don't have to spend forever harvesting them. But we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that, and while we chop down some wood, I will talk about the rest of the book, or the rest of the segment. So I did want to mention the patriotism of the proles during this hating week, right? They're kind of useless until the government starts firing up or riling them up. And this made me think about the role of peasants in politics, basically, and how most of the time the ordinary person, working class, right, a peasant, they tend to not be involved in politics at all. A lot of people have the misconception with the French Revolution that it was a bunch of peasants that were kind of tired and would go and revolt. But in reality, it was kind of just the upper class of the working class. So, like the really rich people, only they were really involved in politics. For the average person, they could care less. And I think that's basically what the role of the proles are in this book, is just kind of a massive working class that isn't really supposed to be involved in politics and are therefore exempt from a lot of the political rules, but they are otherwise needed for things such as their labor or like nationalism and patriotism when you need it. So just kind of an on-demand manpower supply. And then I also wanted to talk about the rocket bombs. I imagine since it's 1984 that it is pretty likely that it is actually just the government firing upon its own citizens. But I know there are a lot of people that believe governments here do that, right? Like you hear about you just hear it basically in any country, like, oh, it was the government that did this mass tragedy because they wanted the civilians to think in a specific way. And I don't know if that's just a belief that a lot of people have, or if 1984 kind of planted that idea in people's heads or not. But, sometimes it can be true, but I think it is an overemphasized idea at this point. But I'm sure it was a cool idea when 1984 originally came out. Ah, goodness. Yeah, I just... I wiped the floor there, goodness. That is a nice bow. I used to be terrified of those guys, but here we are, just wiping the floor with them. And I believe the last thing I really want to talk about for the segment is about Julia's apathy for anything that doesn't tend to affect her. I don't know if I agree or disagree with this idea, right? Because it can certainly get tiring worrying about things that have no impact on your life. And sometimes life can be a lot happier if you don't worry about it. That was a whole segment of ideas in the last book we read by Comer. So, it's not completely out of the picture to want to not worry about things that have no impact on your life. But at the same time, like if you only worry about stuff that directly affects you, it can, I don't know, I just feel weird about that. Like it's that whole like stay informed thing, but then if you can do nothing but be informed of it, like is it, I don't know. It's just a weird thought to me because I don't think it matters that much at that point. I don't know how to cut these down. These are really annoying trees. Like, actually annoying. Because you can't even, like, pour water in. Okay, kinda. And then you can jump up here, perhaps. And then you get, like, no wood. You just get a bunch of these stupid roots. Right, like, I understand the idea of having to stay informed with stuff, but it can get really draining if you do that constantly. So I can see where Julia's coming from on that point, but I don't think that's her reasoning. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think you agree more with Julia in this case, which is only worry about the politics that directly affect you? Or should we be more like Winston in that, there's bad things going on and we should, at least think about if those are good things or not? I don't know. Because you could definitely be informed about everything, but then life sucks and will never get really cool anyway, right? Your life always sucks. So if you constantly plague your mind with, oh, the world sucks, like, are you going to be happy? So there's a balance between happiness and being informed, right? The more informed you are, usually the less happy you'll be. It's a cool question, thought-provoking idea. So yeah, let me know what you guys think on that. I am going to tear down all these mangrove saplings because I do not want more of them growing. Everyone else, though, you guys can grow. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you all for watching. For next episode, we'll be reading, I think, part 2, chapters 6, 7, and 8. I think it's going to be another short segment like today's, but chapter 9, which is the last chapter of this part, is like 45 pages. So I had to find a way to balance it out, and this is the best way I came up with. So we'll have a video dedicated to chapter 9, but next episode will just be all the chapters until chapter 9. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you all in the next episode.